All right, we're back. This is the Challenges Cup hosted by teamfortress.tv. It's organized by Sideshow and Butnos, and it's hosted on Razer Arena, or run by it. It's a tournament system. This should be the semi-finals, and still on camera is Onkaya, and with me is none other than Bar. So Bar, welcome back to TF2, buddy.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Last game was amazing, so I'm expecting this game to be even better. I don't know. Did you watch the last game?
Not really.
All right, but last game was basically balls through the wall aggression all the time, anytime, for no reason, and it was awesome. And it was Onin squad against Serpents, which is the Russian team that we're watching now. And now the Russian team is playing against a very different team. I think we can safely say, at least their playing style is. And that's Lego TF2, which I used to be part of. And Lego is sort of famed for their conservative play and very methodical play style. So that should be interesting to see how that matches up against the super hyper aggression of Serpents.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see a very Russian aggressive playstyle against a very calculated, you can say, playstyle of Lego.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I think we're gonna get a good game.
Yeah, for sure. I guess we should go over the rosters. I'll start out with Lego. On Medic is Condom, and then on the Soldier, it's Josh and who is the other Soldier?
It's wait, I have no idea actually. Because I know that Izon and Sorex are playing scouts, right?
Yes, that's right. And then Dr. Phil is on demo, and then who the hell is that? Oh yeah, it's Demou. That's right. The famed fake nigger from France who can play any class. He's playing Soldier this time around. He's probably going to be playing Sniper half the time. That's what I'm expecting. And then, of course, I think the superstar of this team is Sorex. He's an absolute beast, and he's just been getting better and better and better. So it should be exciting to see how he matches up against Forsaken and Nesh, who are the scouts on the Russian team. Speaking of the Russian team, as I said, Nesh and Forsaken on scout, and then Lippy going as Ippel, which is just Lippy from behind, and then Shadowburn on Pocket, I think. And White Glow on Medic, which is a little bit different than there's ETF12 roster, and then finally Death on Demo Man. There's only one player missing in the server, and that is Demou. Maybe.
Yep, I'm not even surprised.
No, I can't actually tell because Izon and Demou both constantly off class.
Yeah, it's Izon inside over there called Nauz.
And
so it's Demul missing.
Yeah. And it looks like Josh is on his alternate account here. Which he doesn't actually have a proper... Well, he does have an equalizer. He doesn't have an escape plan though. So you'll probably see him try to run fast sometimes, and he'll just do extra damage instead. So that should be interesting. Yeah, that's his alt account because for some reason his normal account got banned from Razer Arena. I don't know how he manages to do this, but he always gets banned for weird reasons. Like recently he got banned from ETF12 for 2 weeks for not supplying demos. So he's just amazing at this.
Well, you're talking about him not having few weapons on his main account, but the interesting thing is that he doesn't have any hats, dude.
What? Does he not have a Gibbous?
Nope, nothing.
He has to have a Gibbous. Everybody has
how
a
can
Gibbous.
One play without any hats?
I don't know. Oh, he still has the taunt kill. That's something. Everybody has a Gibbous. You know, because to get a Gibbous, you just have to dominate someone on a pop server, right? Or just dominate someone at all. Or maybe you have to dominate someone who's wearing a Gibbous, which is very easy because only bad people wear Gibbouses. So, I guess he hasn't played any pubs at all on his alternate account. But yeah, trading for an escape plan. First map is Badlands. And then second map is Snakewater, and if we still need to use the decider, it will be all decided in Viaduct. And I really hope we get to see Viaduct because Lego is really good on Viaduct, and I think just because the Serpents have Forsaken, they should be very good on Viaduct too. So we could see some sniper duels for sure.
Yeah, but then as you say, Dimul will probably go full-time sniper.
Yeah, I think that's what we would see out of him. Like he goes sniper and then double scout. That's a very common Lego tactic. But
So since I haven't played for a really long time, are there any new weapons in the play? Anything that I should know about?
well, this is the preseason, and you know, there's once again another whitelist, but it's mostly troll weapons, right? It's there's nothing too new you need to know about. Like
So
the
basically
black box
everything
got,
the same.
yeah, black box got nerfed a little bit. It's still just as good in my opinion. And then let's see, Italian's backup might be allowed. I think the lock and load was briefly. Maybe that's going to be allowed. I don't think so. I think people realized that was a terrible idea. I don't know if you've tried it. Have you ever messed around with some unlocks?
Not really.
All right.
Apart
Basically,
from
the lock
the
and load
whitelisted ones a few seasons ago.
All right. But basically, the lock and load it only has 3 grenades in it, but they move super fast, and they don't get rollers. But they're basically impossible to mess with. So it's just so crazy to play against. And I don't think that will end up being allowed. I haven't seen anybody use it, so I just assume it's banned. There's also, of course, the whole can you pick up mediguns shenanigan stuff.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Is it like disabled or something?
It's not disabled. There's not like a good way to do it yet. I don't think so. Not like you have to enable cheats and stuff. Or source mods, or things that I'm not entirely sure about. And this is an automated server generation system, so you don't have complete control over it, I don't think. So they just said you can't do it.
Oh, I get it now. Because I've heard you like get the percentage of the medigun you pick up, right?
Yes. So if you drop an Uber, they can just pick it up. So
Yeah.
basically, you know, a soldier jumps in, or a sniper snipes a medic, then you Uber in, and then you pick up his medigun, and you have 2 Ubers. And it can really, it's super punishing sometimes, and sometimes it's not punishing enough. So if you're holding last, and they bomb in a soldier to force you, you can just drop the Uber, respawn, and pick up your medigun, and you'll have full Uber again. Right? So it's just too punishing and not punishing enough at the same time. And then 10% of the time it's a really interesting choice because you can choose to milk it, but you have to switch weapons, and you have to choose whether or not you should die with it or whether you should pop, or you know, it depends on where you are and the opposing team's position and all that stuff. So sometimes it's really interesting, but mostly it isn't. And as I talk about that, we have finally gone live. I'll be watching Dr. Phil submit. This is the semi-final. This is all about getting a good seed for the next round, so you don't have to play against too good of a team once it comes to the invite group. But here we go. We're on the mid. Dr. Phil goes balcony. Death goes into the choke. And let's see who makes the first jump. Actually, it looks like Josh has made the first move. He goes up the slope but gets taken down. That was actually the move. But 2 quick counter kills comes in from Lego, and it looks like Serpents have just been pushed out. Wow.
Yeah, it seems like the Lego at the upper end in this mid like completely, so the Russians made a very good choice in backing off as early as they can before losing many players, and now you can see Lego pushing behind the red team and confusing them a lot.
Yeah, Dr. Phil went for the Spire. He actually goes down because of it. And Lego pops their Uber first. Wyko is just milking it really, really severely. And so it's a way better Uber for the Russian team. But there's some people behind. Demul is behind. He's in lower lobby, and he's been called, I'm pretty sure. So they'll have to deal with him before they can really push, you know, because Spire does cap relatively fast, especially if he's using the wind stick, where that double caps faster. But actually there's nothing. They haven't dealt with him at all. Demul is still behind. He's like fighting a soldier onto the spire.
Yeah, having that player behind attracts a lot of attention and gets your team an opportunity to do a play and maybe do something like go aggressive a little bit.
Yeah, actually Shadowburn comes in from the flank area with his medic. They put on a ton of pressure and they can actually cut them off in lobby.
Yeah, Lego in a really bad position. They're probably all gonna die now.
Condom wants to go into this door and he shouldn't, but he does. And he gets taken down by rockets. There was also a sticky trap. And Josh, or no, that's Aizen. Aizen walks in after him and dies as well. And now there's a full Uber advantage against 2 players. All they have to do is just cap the spire. And even I can't, so just stacking the odds completely here.
Yep,
so.
Very dominant push from the Russians over here.
Yeah, and it all stemmed from that one, from just White Glow milking the Uber and getting a superior Uber. And then they just played it to perfection throughout the rest. So second mid, 1-0. And this is all for a better seed in the next round. And it's all, of course, a best of 3 maps. Let's see, Dr. Phil is actually super aggressive across the point. He takes a lot of damage and eventually goes down, but he's done so much damage and taken up so much position that Lego should have very strong position on this mid. They still haven't killed too many. They take down Nesh, but like 4 people from Serpents are in the choke. And actually Sorgs walked behind. Well, that maybe, I don't know who that was behind, but he gets taken down. But Lego just walks into choke now. Nope, actually they back off. But very strong mid from Lego. Phil did a lot of work there, just walking across the point and dishing out damage.
Yeah, very similar to the last mid. Now it will be interesting to see if the Russians gonna make another aggressive play to counter it and confuse Lego a little bit. And it's already coming. The Uber been popped by both teams.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It looks weird, but I think what they're doing is that they're building the conch of what's his name for Shadowburn. He's using that, liberally. So the more damage he does, the more that charges. There's actually a scout getting caught out, Forsaken. He was sort of in a poor position, and Sorgs takes him down. And meanwhile, Demul is fighting Shadowburn in-house and wins out, even though Shadowburn was conched, I think. At least I saw the whole glow around him. And there's only 4 people up for Serpents, and the demo is in no position to even contest Spire. So easy Spire cap. And that should just be enough. Maybe... Actually, Sorgs takes down Lippy in top lobby. But any forward holds would be difficult. And Iceland just runs in from behind. Wow, this is looking really bad. Condom just pops Uber. So wow, they just eventually managed to catch Serpents off guard. They were being very aggressive and they paid for it.
Yeah, nice answer by Lego. Even though the Russians, even though losing 2 players by Lego killing them while pushing, the Russians refused to go back and kept holding forward, which might have cost them the round.
Yeah, I don't really think it did. But once again, like you see the very aggressive playstyle of the Russians, sort of. And they get punished by Lego's more conservative playstyle where they just stick together. And Demul jumps in very aggressively. I don't think he did too much and he gets taken down. And this is looking very bad for Lego. There's only 2 people up. Like all their bombs just didn't do anything. Death jumps in, hits a nice sticky onto the medic. And medic has to retreat. But no, gets caught up by Shadowburn. So super, yeah. Like super good mid from the Russians there. Manages to chase down everybody. Just really committing everything to a good push.
We're gonna see the push coming from the bottom left probably.
Yeah, it looks like they decide to rotate. It should still be a good Uber. Maybe they were looking for pyros or something to throw them off. No pyros in here at all though. Just gonna stack in a ton of people. Actually, White Glow takes off the Uber. It almost looked like that would not be a good idea, but no, that was a good idea. He just put time onto the point and forced Lego to come towards the point, and then they could clean them up. So
yeah, very well played by the Russians to using this Uber to clean up people first and then starting to focus the point.
Yeah, that was just a strong mid. That's basically all there was to that. They just got the super good mid, killing the medic last, and then Ubered in. Once again, I think it's the Mule that walked up the slope, and he did a lot of damage, but he didn't kill anybody. Sorix does manage to take down the scout though. So this is still a very open fight. Lego has positioning, but I think they're a man down at the moment. Dr. Phil manages to hit a pipe onto Lippy. And once again, like, Serpents seem to hang out and choke a lot and then just get pushed out. Do you think they need to do anything differently?
To be fair, like, I saw Sorix doing a massive work on mid, controlling this house of the Russian team, making them be really confused and get lots of attention towards him. And now we see both Ubers being popped on house.
Yeah, they just sort of butted head and didn't do much. Sorix is being pretty aggressive on the flank with his scout buddy. Actually, all of Lego is almost at the drop down. Sorix has had the opportunity to walk behind, and you don't want to leave Sorix behind. That can be very dangerous for you. He's actually fighting a soldier now, but he gets taken down by 2 players. So Lego might be better off just calling off this push. They've lost 2 players. The Mule goes down as well.
Yeah, nice aggression by the Mule to the medic. He was left with like 9 HP over there, a bit unlucky.
Yeah, and actually it turns out that while the rest gets cleaned up and the cons has been popped for no reason, it's actually Josh playing Pocket. I sort of forgot about that. I don't know, in my head he's just always Roamer. But yeah, it's actually Demul on Roamer and Josh on Pocket. I should just clear that up before we do, while we have the time. So 100% Uber advantage once again. Demul actually catches a soldier off guard in the house, takes down Lippy, and he should be able to get out as well. He's actually being stickied off though. So he's in some amount of trouble. At the resub, there's a scout helping him, but Demul is still behind. Eventually manages to escape into the safe haven.
Yeah, we see Eyes on building area sentry getting ready for this red team Uber push against no Uber at all.
Yeah, it absorbs some damage, but that's it. Sorix was hanging out in top lobby. He gets taken down. But, I don't know, so far Lego is holding it decently well. The problem is they're all on the low ground at the moment. Both soldiers jump top to try and rectify that. There actually manages to hit a lot of rockets and scatterguns, and they manages to clean up. Shadowburn is on the spire still, but he just retreats now. He just wants to conserve his cons. There's one person behind, that's Lippy. He gets cleaned up by Demul and Sorix on the flank.
Yeah, really well played by Lego over there. While the push with the Uber comes in, they all scattered across the point, making it really hard for the Russians to get any picks or anything. And while this Uber faded off, they all went aggressive together and just countered this push perfectly.
Indeed, and Uber has actually been popped in house. That was Shadowburn managing to force them. Actually, Nest takes down Demul, but he goes down in the process, and Whiteglow has gone down as well. And only Death and Lippy remain. They're both at resupply right now, and I think they might just switch back. Yep, they go back to last and prepare to set up. So I don't know. Lego, they have a big Uber advantage, but they're very far away from having an Uber. What do you think they're gonna do here?
As you can see, they just kept Spire. I think they're gonna take lobby positions as fast as they can, making their way through and getting ready to push as fast as they can, because they still have like 40% advantage to work with, and that's like enough to get a kill onto the medic or a few other key classes and make this push.
But the Mule actually overextends here. That's very unneeded. They don't need a pick or anything. They just need the Uber. So now the one man down, and Forsaken comes in from behind, takes down Condom. Oh my god, what a play! So Forsaken just takes the game into his own hands and completely turns it on its head. Wow.
Yeah, in this situation you're gonna have to make those 0 plays to get the advantage towards you.
Yeah. Wow, that has to feel bad. I don't know, was he at resub? How did he get behind?
Yeah, I haven't seen as well.
Yeah, that's puzzling. There's 2 from Lego going into the bottom right. Shadowburn catches 1. Ison gets taken down by a sentry. There's still a sentry up. That sentry's gonna, do a good job of defending last, but it's gonna make it more difficult to push out and capture Spire. There's a lot of people that's down for Lego though, and now Demul has gone sniper. But Whiteglow has 100% Uber.
Yeah, really weird decision by Lego over there. Like after losing their medic, half of their team decided to fall back while leaving others in the lobby area pretty aggressive, and they just got off and
Yeah,
That's
Uber comes in,
might
and
have
there's a
lost him.
conch too, so they're super fast. Def jumps in very, very aggressively, but Lego just retreats through choke. So, you know, not much happened in that Uber. Lego's gonna concede middle point, but they're kind of fine. So I think we're setting up for the classic seesaw where one team holds mid, but the other team has a big Uber advantage. So now Lego's gonna Uber in with their advantage. The Russians will retreat, and then they're gonna get advantage, so on and so forth. But we'll see. Actually, I don't know, where the hell is Whiteglow? Whiteglow was in the valley. It looked like he was pushing Lego's resub, but that would be a
Yeah,
very
the Russians
weird
probably
thing.
expected an Uber push by Lego, but it didn't really happen since Forsaken sneaked into the other team's balcony and again getting all this attention towards him, making it
Yeah,
really
Uber
hard to
has
push.
been popped in here. They get Shadowburn, and Lippy is very weak as well. He actually gets out in house. But Whiteglow goes down. Oh my god, I didn't see that. Dr. Phil jumped in aggressively and did a ton of damage. Wow.
But
Big
Forsaken
play
is
from
now
Dr.
behind,
Phil.
getting ready for the flanks. Let's see what he's gonna do. Oh, he's been spotted by Dimul, and the focus is gonna go towards him.
Yeah, he's fighting Sorgs, I think it is, at the moment, but yeah, he runs into a big buffed soldier. Lippy actually catches two people in house, but Dr. Phil takes him down with the help of Sorgs. Eisen goes down to a sticky trap onto Spire. That's going to make it significantly more difficult for Lego to capture Spire. But they are running two scouts with their snipers, so that's going to make things a lot more convenient. Shadowburn gets caught out too by the rest of Lego, and Whiteglow has to retreat. As Ness even goes down to a snipe with Demure. So, big Uber advantage too, and they have Spire too. So, now it's just a question of where they're going to push in with this Uber.
Yeah, again, just utilize this Uber advantage, get as many picks as you can, and then start focusing the
Oh,
point.
they got
And
Death. That's a huge pick. But then they drop a sword onto the point, but Condom just takes the Uber off and caps the point. So, bit of a mistake they're dropping the soldier, but picking off the demo is just such a big pick on this last point. And they managed to take it. So it's 2-2. So a great game already. I have not been disappointed with these games. They've just been getting better and better. I'm sure they'll continue to be. Alright, I'll be watching, let's see, Demul. Demul's been very aggressive. He jumps in onto the enemy train, and everybody was just completely packed together, but he didn't even shoot them. That's very weird, and Lippy actually manages to take down Demul. That was a very weird jump from Demul. He just saw 4 players and decided not to mess with them, I guess. And once again, it's so weird. Like the Russians, they're just sort of packed together and choke once again, and then they just retreat. They never die, but they always get pushed out of mid.
yeah, like the beginning of the mid, they always get a really good position in, but they're not keeping on going forward with it. And
we have an
the
Uber
other team?
force. They've taken down 2, but Whiteglow wasn't in the Uber. Like, he was in house with the Shadowburn. So this is a very weird fight. So, and Lego just had to scatter, and they did scatter, and now it's 3 against 3. Both medics alive. Condom's desperately trying to get out. Actually, Eisen takes down Whiteglow with fall damage, and now Condom is fighting a scout.
now Condom is just losing lots of time. Like he could have just fell back, but instead he decides to face the other team for no reason. Like, if you see you're gonna die anyways, you better just kill yourself and get the respawn as faster as you can.
Yeah, I think
now
he
he's
wanted to fight with his team. You know, he wanted to put out some extra heals to make the fight worth winning, but it was not really a winnable fight, so I don't know if there was a call to go in, but I think he probably should have gone out. He just didn't realize it.
Well, he got a pretty fast spawn, so they might be able to build this Uber as fast as they can and try to hold this Spire, even though the Russians have a really slight Uber advantage they can utilize. But it seems like
they've
Lego are
actually
still going
jumped in a
forward.
soldier. They've taken down a scout, and like that's 1 person down, actually 2, and they just decide to push on it. So they don't even care about Ubers. Dr. Phil with a nice stick, he takes down Lippy. And they take mid here. And they're just going to keep on pushing. They don't care that Whiteglow has an Uber. They have man advantage, and they're just going to go on it. And this is sort of what we saw. In the other match, the Russians and both opponent squads, they like to push with no advantages at all. They just sort of made their own advantages. Whereas Lego, they go on small advantages. And we're about to see a counter Uber come in here. Joss gets pretty weak, but now he's onto the medic. Takes down Whiteglow with this Uber. And there's a soldier next to him too. Oh my god, what an air shot. Joss going absolutely huge with his Uber. But I think he's out of
kill me
rockets.
there?
Was that what?
I think that it was a double kill midair with his air shot or something.
What, did he kill 2 people with
No,
one
no,
shot?
I'm not sure, but it might have.
Huh. I didn't see the second one, but yeah, it was definitely a nice shot. And Lego, still with a huge, massive Uber advantage, or like man advantage, just walks in onto the point and caps it. So really strong play there from Lego, just really using the small advantages and making them into a big one.
Yeah, even though they were a bit behind with the Uber percentages, they kept pushing and caught the Russians a little bit off guard and used of that, and it worked out.
Yeah, Death doing a lot of damage on this mid.
Condom died really early on this mid.
Yeah,
just
Condom
back off
just ate a ton of stickies from Death on walking up that slope, and this could finally be the mid where they make it happen. Oh my god! Actually, a lot of people died, but White Glow is still up. But there's still 3 combat classes up for Lego, but they're not really in and on mid. Like Eisen is behind. Actually, onto the medic. He could kill the medic here. The medic is very exposed. And no, Eisen sort of beefing his shots there.
Yeah, committing people this late after losing mid might be costing them the round itself. Like not killing the medic eventually is really bad for them.
Yeah, it sort of looked like they didn't know whether to go in or out, and they just did different things. And that's really not how you want to do. There's a soldier jumping Spire, so Spire airshots coming up. Oh, Lippy missing it. And 3 people go down all of a sudden. There's an Uber force in trash area from Lippy. No, sorry, from White Glow. And Shadowburn hits a big airshot onto a soldier. But White Glow goes down, and Sorex takes down Shadowburn as well. So a big airshot from Shadowburn, but it didn't matter. They got completely overwhelmed. So wow, that soldier blocking Spire, that's usually always a bad idea. But that worked. That's crazy.
Yeah, really well played by Lego once again. Even though being at like any possible disadvantage, they still go aggressive together and play as a team. And as you can see, it works out really well for them.
Yeah, Lego is pushing through resub once again. And this allows Sorks to actually go through drop down, but he meets Shadowburn. Shadowburn takes him down. He's on 50 HP, and Forsaken is on Sniper in lower lobby, and he's very dead. So all of a sudden, there's 2 people down for Serpents, and Lego has a big Uber advantage. But Lego has to move pretty fast if they want to make use of this Uber advantage. And they're already in. They spot an NG, takes down his sentry, and now they're about... Oh, they spot the demo in the tube. That's really huge because, you know, the demo in there can't get saved by anybody. And now Josh is on the point, and they managed to cap it. So it was really big that they managed to spot the demo inside of the point. It doesn't really work that well when the enemy team has Uber.
Yeah, really well played by Lego once again, not letting the Russians sort their defense before the push, and not giving White Glow a chance to get his Uber on time, pushing really fast and getting this point capped.
Yeah. Demul once again going up the opposing team's slope. He does it uncontested at the time, pressures the demo, actually takes down the demo, and while Josh is fighting a lot of people, Shadowman actually manages to take down a lot of people, and so does Lippy. It's only 2 players alive. It's Demul and Sorex. Those are probably the 2 best DM people in the team. And now it's just Sorex alive though, so maybe he is the miracle kid, but I don't know if he can actually make anything happen. He still goes for it though. He's not going to retreat. Ness takes him down. Yeah, I think Ness manages to eat a big lead shot before killing Sorex, but a very optimistic play from Sorex there.
Yeah, and as you can see, Lego are getting ready for this last defense already, having this pyro up, getting ready for this Uber push.
Yeah, Shadowburn has a conch, and he's already blown it, so he's just waiting to release it. They've spotted a soldier, and here we go. He's going to be so fast. This pyro has a lot of trouble. He eventually gets taken down by the combined forces, and already 3 players have gone down for Lego. They're still trying to chase down players. They still haven't put time on the point, but they're going to do that now, and they sort of bait out the stickies. And yeah, the Uber advantage plus the conch was just too much. That pyro didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, while pushing with a big Uber advantage, you should always keep your attention towards the pyro, even those scouts focusing him and taking him off as fast as you can so he won't ruin your push.
Yeah, and they definitely did a good job of that. Death is on balcony this time, Phil is in joke. Let's see, Lippy times his aggression, actually gets air-shotted by Josh and then taken down by him. But I think Serpents have a lot better position than they've had in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, and Dimul taking off White Glow, really important kill.
Yeah,
they might lose the mid,
though,
but
and
still.
everybody's weak. Like everybody's weak now, but the two soldiers from Lego, actually a demo, and he basically gets taken down by Death. Was that a pipe over the house?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, that's so cool. I love that. Poor Phil, he tried so hard to get out. It looks
and
like
it seems like Lego are not going to give them this Spire for free. They're gonna fight for it after killing White Glow.
Yeah, I don't know. Condom has already retreated. It looks like they sort of realized that's a bad idea.
Yeah,
you know,
it was in this really early.
Yeah, if you can block Spire, it's sort of okay, but if they've already capped it, it's very, very dubious at best, just because they get so much better spawns, and you have to commit people to Spire, you know, to cap it. But Lego actually has the Uber advantage. It's not very big. They're not going to push out on it, I don't think. But we'll see what they do with it. Shadowburn is, of course, just spamming, trying to build his conch. He's been doing that all game, and he'll continue to do it. And he does have the conch now, and it looks like they're just going to use it in unison with this Uber to push in. Condom has the better Uber so far, but Shadowburn jumps over to the other side, catches a soldier and a demo, eventually goes down, but he did do a lot of damage, although two people have gone down for him, for the Russians, and they're just going to retreat.
Yeah, letting Shadowburn sneak behind your demo and a solid like that could have been lethal for Lego, but they extinguished him properly.
Yeah, there's like no one flanking them, so it didn't really pay off for them. If they had sort of just, you know, had a plan to have someone else come in from the front while Shadowburn jumped in from the back, maybe they would have had enough damage. Dr. Phil takes down Libby with a pipe, but Death defends Spire with stickies, and now he's actually going towards last. Like, Death can go for the back cap, but he's not choosing to. He actually kills himself on the medic with a pipe and then Forsaken.
Oh.
And
Dimul shooting himself away from the point while trying to defend it. That's a bit sad.
Yeah, indeed. Very, very sad there for Lego. They just barely didn't manage to cap that Spire. If they had capped Spire, they would have been completely fine. But they didn't. And so it's 4-4. 5 minutes remaining. 6 minutes. And here we go. Oh no, 9th mid. Lippy is sort of behind. He's jumping in onto the medic now. He misses the first rocket and Condom surfs the second one away. So great job so far from Condom. Death is trying to kill Condom now, but Condom is just sort of dancing around under the point, trying not to die. He's going to be the last one to die, but he's definitely going to die. He's at resub. Does another surf. What?
Yeah, like again. Yeah, the classic Shadowburn medikill with the escape plan.
Yeah,
and White Glow doing massive work, surfing 2 rockets on this mid, surviving, letting this team push last with the super advantage they achieved now. And they're already
once
in
again,
on last.
Condom's still dead, so no heals coming up for Lego. They do have a ton of combat classes, but they're sort of stuck behind the point. It's not the best spot. But they've actually done a pretty admirable job here. Only Dr. Phil remains though. He takes down 2 people, and it's now just Dr. Phil against 2 players. Alright. So 5-4 for the Russians. And they've sort of made a comeback. It was they were down by 2, and now they're up by 1. So great job. They've really fixed their mids. You know, like in the beginning they were just getting forced out constantly, but now they're actually taking space.
Yeah, before that they were trying to go aggressive and stop somewhere in between, and now they just stay a little bit defensive, waiting for Lego to push up and countering them properly.
Yeah, Libby jumps in super aggressively just immediately and does a ton of damage before jumping down, but Phil has hit a lot of pipes in choke, and even though the Russians have more people, they have worse positioning, and once again, you know, they're stuck in choke, and they're just going to retreat. There might be a scout trying to flank them, but looks like he sort of gave up on that. But sort of great mid from Dr. Phil there. He didn't get any kills or anything, but he did a lot of damage. That I think that won them. And actually, Lego manages to force White Glow's Uber. There's scouts behind. This is very uncomfortable. Condom hasn't used his Uber at all. And I think we might see Shadowburn just try to force them. I'm not sure.
Yeah, definitely. The red team, they won't let them cap that for free without at least popping their Uber. It seems like they lost 2 players already, and it will be interesting to see if the Reds will keep on
Nesh is
pushing.
on 6 HP, fighting Dimul. Actually, they kill each other. It's just Death and White Glow on last. They have to be very careful. They do have a
and
demo.
Condom still haven't used his Uber, so it will be interesting to see if they're gonna utilize it and push as fast as they can before White Glow gets his Uber.
Yeah, they're in a bit of a dilemma here because, you know, they have that big Uber advantage, but they don't have a man advantage. You know, they'd have to push in against 3 against 6 or something, or push in with even Ubers. And I guess they opt to push in with even Ubers because White Glow does use the Uber now. And there's like soldiers behind the point. I think he's distracting a lot. Dr. Phil is trying to come in from the front, but he sort of gets shot down. But now people just coming in from all over the point from Lego. Like they're just spread out so well. And now Source comes in from the side, takes down the medic, and he's actually onto the point. Wow, and he actually caps it. That was really, really good push from Lego. They just came in from every single angle and height they could possibly come in from, and at the same time. That was beautiful.
Yeah, at first it looked like a really unorganized push by Lego, but somewhere in the middle they managed to kill lots of players and kept that point pretty easily.
Yeah, they just scattered so well, and then they timed their aggression. I kind of want to watch Sorix on this mid. Usually does work. Actually, he gets caught by a soldier. No, he doesn't. Okay. He's basically done nothing. Alright. Well, let's see. 2 people have gone down from Lego, including Condom. And so far, the Serpents, they're just sitting back, being sort of passive. Eisen comes in from behind, takes down Forsaken. And he's still behind, taking up a ton of attention. So it's going to be very difficult for the Russians to push, but they take mid pretty comfortably. And I don't know, I think Dr. Phil might go for the Spire block, but no, he just...
yeah, he still haven't been spotted. He's behind them, and it will be interesting to see what he can do with it, even though he might be a bit late for this last push by the Russians.
He's actually been spotted now by a scout. He decides to take the 1v1, and that was actually a 2v1. And Dimul goes down as well. He forces the Uber though. White Glow's on 40 HP, and Condom is on 40 HP. But there's a conch being popped from Shadowburn, so that's gonna prompt the repush, and this is so dangerous for Lego. Dr. Phil manages to survive and spawn, but it's only Dr. Phil, pretty much. Actually, they get a few spawners. So much time onto the point, and Dr. Phil, wow, that
doing massive work on defending and might have saving his team this map.
Yeah, there's 40 seconds left. Like, they can still lose this. He's sticking up the drop down right now, but that was so clutch, you know, because if they lost that round, they lose the map. They can still lose the map, but
yeah, we're gonna
they
see
can definitely not win
another fast push by the Russians since 20 seconds are left to this map, and it's gonna be a really key defense by Lego. And if they manage to defend it, we're gonna see a, what is it, golden cap, right?
Yeah, for sure. And here comes the push. They have to push. It's no Uber against no Uber. It's a heavy on the point. Actually gets taken down by Death. 3 seconds left. Everybody on Lego is just standing on the point, and they managed to hold it just long enough.
Again, Dr. Phil,
overtime.
really key player in defending this last point for his team, doing really good work, and we're gonna have a golden cap coming.
Yep. I think there's gonna be logs for this. I'm gonna see if I can find them. But man, this game really is good. Like, I'm really enjoying it. It's 5-5. It's not like people are just sitting around. Like, whenever a team has an advantage, they push on it immediately, and I really like that kind of TF2.
Yeah, it was like a really close game. Each team, after winning every round, the other team immediately came with an answer for it, a counter to their playstyle, and like it was pretty close on the whole map, pretty much.
Yeah, and I think we're not really going to go through the logs now. I'm looking at them. I can tell you that Shadowburn is going nuts, and so is Josh. So both pocket soldiers are having a massive game so far. But I think I'll just leave it at that. We'll go over the logs later. But it looks like we have to to spec the pockets here. You know, it's a pretty different style. I think is Josh even using the shotgun? I don't think he is.
No, he's using a gunboat as well. He's playing this aggressive role, probably playing with like the scouts a little bit more pocketing the medic, and soldiers are focusing on going a bit aggressive.
Yeah, and Shadowburn is not using the shotgun either. He's of course using the Conqueror, or Conjurer, or Conch, whatever the name is. I never learned. And like it works for both of them. I don't know. Some part of me don't like that not using a shotgun is not in, because shotgun is, you know, just such a good weapon, and it's been defining pockets for so long that it kind of makes me uncomfortable and sad to see it gone. But we have gone live on this golden cap of the first map in the semi-final of the open bracket of the Challengers Cup. So here we go. Both Lego and Serpents really want this. They're playing for a better seed. And let's see, Death is on the balcony, gets jumped by a soldier, who somehow misses him. So nothing so far. Libby's sort of just hanging out behind, and he jumps in onto Josh. Actually takes down Josh. I don't think Josh was going for the air shot, but missed everything. And Lego is just retreating now. They're getting out. And Condom's just fine so far. Actually, Michael has a big Uber advantage. Is he using crits? Yeah, he is using crits. He pops it onto
actually
Shadowburn.
Popped it, but Condom
takes down
took down.
Oh my god, and that just built an entire conch too, I'm pretty sure. So, you know, using any kind of banner and a crits is really strong on a soldier, you know, because whenever you hit anything, you just build the entire thing. And Forsaken takes down 2 players, and Shadowburn is already pushing into last. They haven't capped Spire yet, so they have to be a bit careful with overextending. There's a soldier on last trying to get onto the high ground, fails miserably.
Yeah, and just doing massive work delaying the Spire cap as much as he can for his team to get ready for the last defense.
Yeah, Josh eventually goes down to Libby, but he bought a lot of time. Shadowburn is still trying to build his conch. He's kind of playing risky here. They're just waiting for the crits. Yeah, and they're going to use it not on Death, but on Shadowburn. He takes down 2 players already, and now they've positioned the scout onto the point. He snuck in, and that's the map to Serpents, the Russian TF2 team. And what a first map that was, 6-5. And we will be moving on to, I forget, Gollywash?
Snakewater, I think you said.
Snakewater, okay. That's also one of the better maps, in my opinion. That's usually, I don't know. As long as people don't get stuck on last, it's a very fun map. Wow.
You wanna go to the logs?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Let's do it. So, as I already mentioned, Shadowburn for. Oh, okay. I'll link you, Kaya.
Yeah, so as you can see, both a little bit more defensive soldiers from both teams dominating this map.
Yeah, indeed, and Death also having very strong damage. And then you see Dr. Phil having pretty low damage, but a great KD. So, I don't know, I think that's just a product of him holding last and getting kills there, and then doing work on mid. I'm not too sure. And Ison having a bad game is probably the big thing to take away from this. He goes 11 and 25 with 147 damage per minute. That's pretty poor stats, especially on Badlands, which is a pretty good scout map.
Yeah, they're just like their playstyle on mids were a little bit hard for the scouts to do anything. You saw Sorex mainly focusing on going a bit behind towards house and not facing the team in the front. And maybe it was a bit hard for Ison to adapt for it. Getting denied by a little bit passive-aggressive play of the Russian team.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't know. Like I'm guessing that's a pretty big difference when like there's only one player who had like bad stats. You know, like that's usually pretty telling when that happens. I'm looking at the golden cap stats now, and those are pretty similar. Actually, except for Sork's top damaging for Lego, which is
Yeah,
pretty
I don't
normal.
think you can get lots of idea while like looking at 1 minute or 2 minute logs from this golden cap. It was quite one-sided, so
Yeah,
we had their mid-fight going and pretty much the Russian team push into the last afterwards.
indeed. Um, Condom also died 16 times, while White Glow died 13 times. So that can, when it's as close as this game is, that can be significant. But they had the same amount of heals, basically. Um, White Glow actually had 15 Ubers, while Condom had 12. So that might have meant something. And as much as we've talked about Josh using the gunboats and him doing very well, he's actually tanking quite a lot of heals. He's getting 40% heals, and Shadowburn is also getting 38. It's 39 and 38% for the pockets. So maybe that's why.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting to see, like using a soldier using a gunboats and still playing really close to his medic and still getting a big damage output, as we can see.
Yeah, it's sort of a style that's being pioneered by, I want to say, Banny. I don't think he's the first to do it, but he sort of popularized it at I-55, where at the beginning we saw a lot of pockets use shotgun, and then at the end of the tournament, nobody were using it. Right? So you just gain so much mobility and power in Uber fights and just general mobility.
Yeah, and
And
having one of the scouts a bit close for dealing with stuff faster, because the pocket soldier doesn't really have a shotgun. And it seems like it's working pretty well for both teams. It was a pretty good and close game.
Yeah, it's very much the meta at the moment to have the pocket scout to sort of supplement, because the scout doesn't take that many heals, and he does have the ability. The reason why you have a shotgun is so that you can finish off weak targets. Because you're very good at doing a lot of damage close, and then when they go at medium range, you can't hit them with it anymore. That's when you need the shotgun. So instead, what we've done is we just have a scout to do it instead, and he plays with the combo, and then the flank suffers a little bit for it. But to sort of make up for it, you have a gunboat soldier, or you have two of them who can help out in the flank pretty quickly.
Yep.
But yeah, as you said, next map is Snakewater. Hopefully that's going to be just as good.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see both teams going a bit aggressive again. Expecting a pretty close game once again from seeing their playstyle. Both teams' playstyle on playing too much CS on Badlands.
Yeah, on Badlands you can kind of get away with being quite passive on the middle. If you just hit air shots and absorb and have stickies and scouts denying, you can just kind of stay pretty far back and be passive. Whereas I feel like this map, that's a lot more difficult, right? If you have two soldiers jumping you at the same time, it's going to be very, very difficult to sort of get out on that low ground and get into a good position after. You can be passive, but I think it's a mid that's more prone to having both teams just throw themselves into each other's faces, and so one of them comes out on top. But I don't know, how do you guys usually play Snakewater middle? Like what would you say is the most effective way of playing it?
I think like having maybe a scout and a soldier dominating top as early as they can and keeping it that way, and the rest of the team going aggressive throughout the other sides of mid. Again, like I think it's quite similar to Badlands, except the top holding thingy. But like team aggressive play is what counts in this middle.
Yeah, very much, because on Badlands, you can sort of hide next to the shithouse, or you can hide in Valley, and then you can jump up surprisingly. That's not really possible on Snakewater. Like people will see you coming much more early than on Badlands. So if you just jump alone, you'll get destroyed. So the only way you can successfully jump is if you do it either very, very fast, so that not enough people are on mid, or if you do it together, so that you just can't deal with everything while the rest of your team pushes over. We'll see.
From dodging both teams play, I expect the Russians to do the first option you mentioned, like sending a player going aggressive pretty early on the mid, and maybe Lego going towards this team push on mids.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. I think Lego's going to do the second thing I mentioned, where they jump both soldiers at the same time. But Demul is a pretty, I want to say, aggressive and sort of creative player who likes to go on his own. I'm not entirely sure on it. I might be talking out of my ass, but that's how I feel he likes to play. So maybe he'll go for some solo plays on his own. But also worth mentioning is that Snakewater is pretty good for running sniper on. We didn't see a whole lot of sniper on Badlands. It was basically only last pushes we saw that on. Whereas on Snakewater, it's so long and open that the sight lines are just longer, so you can get away with running sniper. On second, onto mid, onto last. It doesn't really matter. All points are pretty good and have good sight lines. So do you see we'll see Forsaken and Demul just ditch their scout and soldier classes in favor of the sniper rifle?
Yeah, like the Badlands game was so fast-paced that each team didn't wanna waste any time at getting a sniper and waiting for him to get a pick or maybe taking a medic off. But I definitely see this sniper coming into account on this map. Like, except mid, every other place of this map is really good for using sniper on it. And I see both teams utilizing it and actually making a good use of it.
Yeah, it's just a matter of how much they want to do it. Usually the slower a game is, the more you see sniper. And the more you see sniper, the slower the game becomes. So I'm hoping we don't see too much, but I don't know, it would also be a refreshing change of pace,
Yeah, definitely. And you see this team having a show on mid, while Sorix comes in and ruins it.
Yeah, there's always one guy, like you're just hanging out trying to build a tower, and then this one guy comes in and trying to kill people.
Yeah, no fun
It happens
allowed.
every time. Yeah, no fun allowed at all. He's even like dishing out sandwiches this heavy. Alright, so you haven't played TF2 for a while, so I guess you haven't even done contracts, have you?
Nope. Not even sure about how it works and stuff. Like, I wasn't even.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You're missing out. Not really. You get ugly skins and weapon crates that cost money to open that you don't want to open.
Yeah. Well, that's what game's about, aren't they?
Yeah, but on the other hand, like these skins, they will lag out your TF2 like crazy, so it's got that going for it.
Like as if it wasn't lagging before.
Exactly. Like TF2 already kills my computer, and my computer is not okay. It's pretty old, but still, it was really good when I bought it, and I bought it to play TF2. Like
yeah,
4 years later, it's just suffering.
All these Newtons show on mid. Haven't seen that as well.
The heavy showing off his guns. Let's see. Like, they're all on the server. I'm not sure what they're waiting for. I hope they're not waiting for us, because we're ready.
Come on, Kaya, come on!
Alright, Kaya is refusing to cooperate and won't tell us when they're starting. So, we just don't know. Blame Kaya.
Typical Kaya.
That's right. He can't talk back to us on stream, so we can just say whatever we want about him. But we have a demo and a heavy, just eating sandwiches and taunting each other. This is the height of TF2 commentary right here. We've reached it.
Yes, screaming at each other. I don't realize what it is actually.
Alright, I guess we can... so who do you expect to win, and what's the score gonna be?
It's really hard to tell. I expect another really close game, but something tells me that the Russian team gonna come out on top at the very end of this match again.
Alright, I think Lego's gonna win 3-2. I think the game is going to slow down a lot. And I think Lego's gonna take it in the last 2 minutes. So 3-2 for me, for Lego. So we're thinking different people. So that's always interesting. And I think we're finally going live. Hallelujah. I was tired of talking about skins. I hope they went live. Yes, they did. Okay. Just lagging.
Yeah, will be really interesting to see how this mid goes.
Yep, this is of course map 2. Map 1 was very close, eventually going to Serpents. But this is a new map and a new day. Demul jumps in top right, being quite aggressive, but it looks like he's waiting for his fellow soldier before he jumps in. He actually catches Shadowburn off guard. And wow, it's just super high aggression coming in from Lego here. It's just really well timed. They definitely went for option number 2 of timing their aggression. Nesh is fighting Demul as well.
And look at Forsaken. Oh, he just got spotted, never mind.
they heard you and they looked at Forsaken as well. And Demul actually takes down Forsaken and Lippy, so 4k for Demul on this mid.
Yeah, and as we expected,
more.
Yeah, as we expected, Lego utilized this team aggression. We saw the Russians getting a really early control of top, but the soldiers of Lego delayed their jump up there and gained control, and then they just pushed together. And
and Nesh taking down Josh.
Yeah, we already did sniper.
Yeah, it looks like Lego still wants to go in. They're going bottom. The soldier's getting caught in though, so that before he gets Ubered, so they've already lost 2 before they used Uber. They still do have the Uber advantage, but Phil is missing every fight when Soros comes in, and eventually takes down White Claw. But Lippy takes down Dr. Phil. So only Condom remains. He's gonna see if he can get out. There's a soldier on his team that comes and pick him up, but I think they're gonna have to give up second for sure. So yeah, just both soldiers getting picked off there before the Uber even came in. That was just really big mistake for Lego, but
yeah,
they can still salvage it.
Rushed it a bit too much. They had like a pretty big advantage, but still they managed. Like they wanted to go as fast as they can, but obviously
we
it
have
didn't really work out.
Coming in very aggressive here for the Russians. Dr. Phil is trying to shut down this choke, but he eventually goes down to Shadowburn, who just regenerating so much. Whiteclaw is being taken down by Sorix though. Sorix comes in from behind and just double meat shots him. Great job there. And Demul is on sniper in forward spawn. Looks like he is just biding his time.
Yeah, really important pick by Sorix over there, but I doubt what can Demul really achieve with picking off someone at from forward spawn like this after taking down the medic.
To get the medic, you know, and the medic is dead. But maybe he's just planning to be sniper, and he just thinks the forward spawn is the best place to be. Yeah, he actually walked out of spawn, and he's walking forward and taking a peek. Not seeing anyone so far. Lego is, I was gonna say they had a slight Uber advantage, but they actually lost that, so it's completely even.
Yeah, and we start seeing Russians going a little bit aggressive now, maybe trying to start their push before the both team actually get the Uber, and we see Condom getting his Uber really early after all.
Oh my god! Whiteclaw is completely caught in. He actually kills himself. Oh, that was poor positioning there in that situation. There's a lot of people trying to go behind. They're all in kitchen and grass, but they're so weak. Forsaken is 7 HP, Lippy is 60 HP. Actually managed to pick up a medkit, but they're still caught behind, and I think unless they take down Condom, they're not going to achieve anything, and they don't. So it's only Shadowburn just spawned with his medic. I don't think they're even going to go to mid. No, not really. Of course he's gonna spam to build his conch.
Yeah, Lego should expect now a sniper or something, or Soli going a little bit aggressive, trying to even this like null this super advantage Lego has. So they should really take care of their medic now. Expect for those cheeky plays.
Yeah, and we have a sniper duel going. It's Demul against Forsaken. Forsaken just dodges the headshot from Demul there by ducking. So super strats. But Demul's actually getting really weak. And Condom has a big Uber advantage. He built it a lot faster than I expected him to. And they actually Uber in. There's not a whole lot of things to shoot at. They pick off a single scout, but everyone else got out just fine for Serpents. So we'll see if they opt to push out. They still have a sniper. That's not the best class for pushing. He actually does go scout, so they're definitely going to push out. And Wyclo's building so slowly. Like, he should have had Uber a long time ago. So
yeah,
this
and
is
Lego
gonna...
getting into positions, expecting this push to come from, playing around their sniper to get the pick while the Russians are gonna push. And they're actually starting to go forward now from under.
Yeah, they stood around and waited for a long time though. And Phil has the bottom sticky, and he hits a pipe onto Wyclo, so a very bad pop for Wyclo. That's not what they wanted, and Condom is about to get his Uber, so I think they're gonna block the second point with Uber. They might not manage to get in time, no. It does get capped, but still, this demo is just doomed. He has 1 HP, Nesh had. They actually managed to take down Izon, and Death got out alive too. So, just all of a sudden, Lego's inability to kill off players doing that Uber just results in them losing second point, or being unable to recap it. And now there are only 2 players alive. For seconds trying to pistol down the sword is so hard. It just fails, and Demul takes down Wyclo.
Yeah,
so,
that push was really well timed by Lego, but the Russians did a really good work at spreading all across the Lego players while they were pushing, so they will be able to catch them off guard after the Uber is fading, and it worked out really well.
Yeah, this whole push was just sort of clowny though, like that whole fight. So disorganized. And Shadowburn is getting just sort of forced back by both Lego scouts. And Lego's going in on the grass side, and they've come in pretty much for free, but now they're going to have to push onto the point. And that's usually difficult because that's a very easy place to spam. And they're taking their time about it too. But they've jumped the 2 soldiers forward, and I think the spam from those 2 soldiers are going to give them enough space to cap second comfortably. And they have a 20% Uber advantage. I'm not sure they're going to push on it. It looks like they want to under. Last time they did this, they
might be
dropped
able
players.
to catch them off guard now.
Yeah,
Actually got in with Uber.
But they're not really focusing fire very well. They went for a scout, then the medic, then the scout again, and the scout's still not dead. And only 3 players alive for both teams. Soix is being aggressive. He wants the soldier dead. He doesn't like him. And he's not really taking damage. This is such a difficult place for a soldier to fight a scout because of the slope. But eventually they fight off Soix. And they have a full Uber advantage to re-push. And I think they're going bottom again. Last time they did this, they got spammed and Sticky Trapped really badly. And there's already a scout on them. Actually, Shadowburn with a nice direct onto Soix takes him down. And now the Uber comes out. I guess Shadowburn doesn't have the conch yet, but he's building it, and I think he has it now.
Yeah, after losing 2 players, I expect Lego to be somewhat defensive, and I expect the Russians to push now, even though they are a bit behind with the Uber now.
Yeah, Lego's doing a good job of spamming the chokes that the Serpents are trying to push in from. And now they have their own Uber, and I think they're actually going to catch them off guard. Look at how close Josh is to the medic. Wow, Josh is looking confused though. Josh got a little bit confused there, but he did so much damage. He was so close to the enemy team. And Wyclo, Shadowburn actually pops a defensive conch here. It's going to make Lego not want to push into him. But as I say that, there's actually a scout running into him, trying to push him out, and he manages to push him out too. And but once again, like the Ubers are constantly being exchanged, and they're not even. So it's 50% for Condom, and now it's 100% for Wyclo. And I think we're going to see a push again. Forsaken is still on Sniper though. He's being kind of aggressive. Maybe they're just making space for him. But he's just in this top lobby trying to find the pick. And actually Uber gets forced by Demul. That's a pretty good job. And Josh takes down Ness and then jumps out. So this is not a particularly good Uber, especially because Condom now has a full Uber advantage to work with. It's actually even a backcap going. I didn't see that at all. That was Josh just taken down by Wyclo. But look at the state now. This is looking Lego.
Yeah, we constantly see back-to-back aggressive pushes by the team with the Uber advantage, but it seems that it's gonna be on Lego size this time. I didn't really understood what they were trying to achieve over there while pushing with Uber advantage with a sniper in their team. Clearly, it didn't really work out. I don't know if they thought the Ubers were even and then they were trying to get like a early medic pick or something.
There's no way they would think that, right? Because they saw the Uber being exchanged and they knew they had it. I think it was just like they didn't want to have Forsaken go all the way back because he's so far forward already. So they would just make space for him, and then he kills a bunch of people, and then they can push easily. But that he just didn't kill anybody because he was being shot down. But oh well. We're on the second mid now. Both teams sort of just waiting passively. There's a soldier and a scout up top. And actually there's a very low, wow, Shadowburn with a big airshot onto Demul. Demul jumped in very aggressively onto the medic, but Lego is just completely forced out of mid.
And actually White Glow running crits over now. It will be interesting to see if they will keep pushing over there trying to catch the medic before he gets his Uber.
I think they will. Yeah, they're going in, probably gonna end up going bottom. As I say, let they go left. But who do they crit? Is it the demo or is it the soldier? Actually, Condom has popped his Uber, and the crits
That's
has
really
not been
good for
popped
the
yet.
Russians.
Yeah, Michael is really close though, and he doesn't have an Uber to save himself. Iceland does get taken down, but they're putting on so much pressure, and he goes down without popping. So a little greedy there from Whiteclaw. He should have retreated much further. Nash is still trying to take down Condom though. They completely managed to turn that around. Sorix takes down 2 players, but Nash is on the point. Sorix barely blocks it, and here's the third one for Sorix. So Sorix on the 3k on defending last, and then Eisen comes in to clean up. So very scrappy fight. Now they're trying to recap it. There's 2 scouts on it. I think they're going to get it. Doesn't look like yeah, they're not going to try and block it. Forsaken is on the sniper again though, so I think we were right in predicting that we would see a lot more sniper.
Like after getting this really early force from Lego, the Uber one, I was expecting the Russians to fall back and push later with this crits advantage, but they decided to stay forward, and it obviously caused them...
Yeah, oh my god, Sork is taken down by Forsaken. Forsaken just barely missed the medic, but he didn't miss the scout. And now there's a 2-man advantage for...
Again,
1-man
low with the
advantage.
crits.
Yeah, and they still want to use it on this soldier, it looks like. Like, they have the demo right there next to them. I think Death is feeling sad, because you just can't get those crits. Shadowburn comes in. The Shadowburn goes, gets the crits, and actually takes down Condom with fall damage.
Yeah, he juggled him really high with a crit rocket up there, and Condom had no chance at surviving.
Oh, so he did the classic 135 damage crits onto the medic, but it turned out to be enough. Forsaken is on 6 HP fighting a scout. He goes down to Storix, and we have a recap going. It's only Nesh. Nesh is actually going for last, but there's 3 players on him. He tries to take down the medic. Condom's on 9 HP, so Nesh always working some miracles here.
Yeah, like it's really not clear why they keep pushing solely with crits. Like Snakewater last is such a good place for demo man crits to use, and I don't know, it's like a really weird choice in my opinion to crits in a soli.
Yeah, like I know they're trying to build the conch, and that's sort of the whole like concept, but in that, like with their positioning, I think critzing the demo makes so much more sense. And then if people jump the demo, you just switch it to the soldier. But it kind of worked out, but then again, not really. You know, they did get overwhelmed in the end. But here we go. We see Demul, actually the whole team of Lego pushing under with Uber. That's pretty interesting. And oh, Whiteclaw actually almost gets caught out in lobby. He barely gets out, but he got juggled pretty hard by some rockets.
Yeah, but now Lego really
him.
have to play accordingly, knowing that the Russians have crits to defend last, and they have the full Uber advantage pretty much.
Yeah, we can see Condom's positioning too. He was standing really close to the wall, which is a place that's very difficult to crits. So it's a good job by him. Ubers are even now. There's 2 down for the Russians, so maybe Lego's gonna do something about it. Especially now that Lippy got caught out. So that's just another pick, and I think that's going to be enough. And you know, they have Uber against crits. I don't know if they even...
Yeah, they're pushing it now. Let's see what the Russians will be able to do with these crits in order to defend.
Yeah, it's a scout Uber and it's doing a ton. They've actually counter crits in the scout because that was all that was available to White Glow to crits.
Yeah, if they would have managed to get a solid to survive over there to use the crits on him, they might have actually been able to defend this, because they were like, the all Lego players were on the point, and like 1 or 2 more rockets could have killed them, could have killed most of them.
Indeed. But they made it work. Third mid, once again, there's no like fast roll-up. Actually, there's a soldier behind Lego. He went through kitchen very quickly. That's Lippy, and he jumps on the medic now. And actually gets 2 nice rockets onto him, but eventually gets taken down. Shadowburn is very weak as well, and I think this is just going to be an easy mid-cap for Lego. Forsaken does take down Sorix, who was kind of overextending there a little bit. And actually, yeah, Shadowburn wants to go back in. He doesn't seem to have too much help from his team, though.
Yeah, and White Glow doing like dying now, it's a really important pick for Lego. They should just focus on defending this from the Russians pushing and defending their medic and repushing it with them, the Uber they will get.
Yeah, Shadowburn with the conch, though, it wasn't enough. Condom did use his Uber. They're going to use this to come in and block the point. And the rest of the Serpents wisely retreat. Demo jumps out, and the rest just spam. But Lego coming in very aggressively onto the grass side. Nesh is trying to be aggressive, but you know, he's only half health and he's a scout, so he's pretty squishy. And Lego's just putting time onto the point now. They have a tiny Uber advantage. I don't think they're going to make anything of it. But they actually managed to cap this very easily, and now it's just a matter of whether or not they can get picks. Forsaken is being aggressive onto the soldier, but gets stuck on a couple of barrels, and Sorg's actually in on the last 2, taking down the demo. So I think Lego is going to push in here, even without.
Yeah, definitely, they're gonna push even without the Uber to try get this early medic pick or even more man advantage.
Yeah, they haven't really. They killed 1 now. Demoul's trying to kill something, but so far only Phil has managed to actually kill anybody on last. And here comes the conch from Shadowburn, and now all of a sudden it's like they have 4 medics or something. And so great hold by the Russians. Wow.
Yeah, that conch really saved their last point for them, because Lego were doing really good job in separating the medic from the other players, so he didn't manage to get his Uber on time. But the conch who came later just like saved this point for them.
Yeah, I will say though, like if Lego had just killed more people doing the Uber, the conch wouldn't have mattered because they would have just capped. But such is life. Demoul is back on sniper again, and the Russians are gonna push into mid now. Shadowburn eating a ton of spam though, so he's just still standing kind of far back. But it looks like Lego just wants to retreat. They're not putting up too much of a fight, but Forsaken does run into a sticky trap. And actually Sorix takes down Death, and all of a sudden everything has just been completely turned on its head. Now Lego's going to be the one jumping aggressively, and Josh is just doing so much damage with his spam. Phil jumps in and finishes the job. White Glow actually manages to take down Sorix, but Lego's just being really, really aggressive here. And Nesh and Forsaken just do a ton of work. Demoul manages to do a little bit too, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Look at Forsaken and Nesh just completely crushing this team. Wow, Forsaken.
Yeah, I think I'm not really sure, but Lego definitely did a big mistake while chasing the medic of the Russian team way too much, and it cost them. Maybe they got the medic of the Russian team, but they still lost theirs and lost a pretty good Uber advantage and man advantage over there. And wasn't really a great choice by Lego.
Yeah, and it was a 4K from Forsaken, but he had some help from Nash too. So the scouts just really did a great job of cleaning up there. Great DM showcase from them. Shadowburn jumps in aggressively off top. Actually, it gets shot down really hard by a scout, so he's in trouble. Gets aired though, so he's fine now. And Lego has been pushed out. They lose Josh. They have full Uber now, but I don't actually think they'll push in. They're a man
Condom
down.
is running crits actually.
Oh, is he running crits? Yeah, that changes everything.
But they're really
actually,
defensive.
they should push in then. I want to see a sniper crits.
Oh, really well played pre-fire crits onto White Glow.
Yeah, holy.
That was really
cow.
key crits.
That was a really, really long range crit from Dr. Phil, and it just perfectly hit White Glow. That's a great job. But now there's a ton of pressure coming onto Lego. You know, the Russians, they lost their medic, so you know what's going to happen next. Like, they're just going to suicide every single player they have for your medic. And Death has 10 HP, eventually gets taken down by Ison, and only Forsaken and Whiteglow are up. They're standing in spawn. I'm not sure what they're doing in spawn, actually. Like, Whiteglow is just standing still there. This looks very weird. Are they...
Yeah, like I see Lego pushing and towards last even with this advantage they got now, even with crits and man advantage. If they just play it correctly. They already have these crits ready, so we might be able to see it.
Yeah, it's always a little bit uncomfortable pushing in with crits when you know that your opponent knows that you have crits. Right, so you know there's going to be like sticky traps and they're going to be in a good position to counter it. But here it comes again.
To push with the left, from the left.
Yeah, they switch the crits around and Josh manages to get a kill, but they've only gotten 2 kills so far. Nesh is very weak though, not that weak though, so there's actually only one up, it's Death. He's on top of the house, he's gonna have to make a miracle work, and he doesn't. That's 3-0. I believe I predicted a 3-2 score for Lego, so this is about the time when the Russians start getting points here.
Yeah, we still have 10 more minutes. It's like more than enough time for the Russians to even come back from this, so it like not only tie but even win easily.
Yeah, definitely. Plenty of time. But we'll see. Both Russian scouts playing aggressive off the top left, and they actually take a ton of damage. Nesh at least does. He had 17 HP. And now...
Yeah, and this time we see Whiteglow running crits to mid, and he's gonna have it ready soon. Will be really interesting to see what they do. They might be falling back and repush with these crits.
Yeah, they could, because Lego still hasn't really capped. And they actually try to, but there's a soldier in their face. That's actually really important. And Lego even manages to cap with the crits going on. So that was Ison with some good positioning on to the point. And now Whiteglow is under a ton of pressure. And there's an Uber just barreling in on him, and he eventually gets just caught into the spam. And one soldier remaining. Can he get the medic? No! Oh my god! Just completely destroys Livy.
Yeah,
oh my
really
god.
well played by Lego over there. I don't know if they saw that Whiteglow is running crits, but they were just pushing so fast that Def was expecting them to be on the point, and on this time they were already behind them. And a really good round by Lego.
Yeah, what's going on? Like 4-0, and they just lost the map, and now they're looking completely dominant. This is a complete change of pace. Like last game was super close, and now Lego is just stomping all over these poor Russians. Like, what are they gonna have to do?
Yeah, like after this really long first round, we saw it looks like Lego realized what they have to do to counter the Russian aggression and just keep pushing towards them.
They've actually switched Forsaken to Soldier, so maybe that's something they've decided to do. That seems kind of weird.
Yeah, and again, Whiteglow is running crits to mid and he has it ready, but it doesn't seem like he will be able to use it pretty effectively now. Even though they're rotating towards the right to maybe catch them with the crits.
They catch one soldier. He was very buffed though, so he didn't actually die to the first rocket.
Oh.
And oh my god, Condom dropped. Wow.
That was a bit of a mistake by Condom after seeing this crits being popped to stand this close, and I don't know.
Greedy.
Yeah.
Very greedy. And now it's only Demul left. He's fighting a 9 HP scout, but scouts have full movement when they're hurt, unlike soldiers. So he eventually wins that fight. And I think Lego might actually be contesting this mid. It seems like a bad idea, especially since there's a soldier behind. He actually takes down Condom again. So Condom is sort of in this bad streak of dying right now, and they need to just slow down and take the easy win. You know, because if they... And actually Sorix kills 2 players. But if Lego keeps losing too many players too fast, you know, they have a chance of losing this game. At the moment there's 6 minutes and 4 rounds. This is very difficult to lose.
Yeah, but you see the pressure coming into account in the Russian team. They were trying to contest mid. Oh yeah. And they were trying to contest mid even though they had like a pretty big man disadvantage, and yeah, they're starting to realize that they might be out of time at the moment.
Yeah. Did Phil just hit like a massive pipe? I think he did. We both missed it. It looks like ondkaja caught it. Oopsies.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and again, White Glow is having his crits ready and starting to push from the left hand side with the demo man.
I think they just want a third map and they're throwing. That's my theory.
Yeah, they want it for the audience, yeah.
Indeed.
Oh, big sticky trap by Phil.
Well, 3 players. Well, was that the crits that was promised? Nope. It was just right into Dr. Phil's sticky trap.
Yeah, as I said, at the moment it looks like the Russians just wanting to get pushes going and it's totally not working.
Yeah, Death fighting a sniper wins that fight. There's also a demo there though, and the scout and demo takes him out. There's a soldier trying to sort of make things happen, but he gets caught out. Looks like they're trying to jump Condom, but they're just getting shot down by air shots and scouts. I'm not even sure. It looks like they're just throwing in random players. There's now a scout in. That's Lippy. He just ran in for no reason. When it's so obvious that you can't do anything.
And Lego are pushing really fast from kitchen, might be able to catch the other team off guard. And the defensive conch coming into account again.
Yeah, Phil hits a nice pipe there, and Condom finishes off the job. And now we have a very big crits advantage coming in for White Glow. So I think they're just trying to position themselves in some sort of sneaky spot. Dr. Phil actually jumps into a sticky trap. That was a next level sticky trap. And here comes the demo crits. What is this?
But instantly getting denied by Dimul, who came from behind and killed the medic.
Yeah, and even took down the demo as well. So it's 3 against 3. I think Lego is just going to want to build the Uber here, wait for respawns and then push. Yep, that's what's happening.
Yeah, are we going to see a 5-0?
I definitely think we are. I think the Russians have stopped trying. They just want to see the next map. They're just like, screw this map. We don't care. Let's just go to the next one. But I can't quite figure out why Lippy and Forsaken switched. Like, I don't see any of them lagging or anything. But maybe there's some sort of choke that we can't see. And here comes the Uber for Lego.
No.
Can it end the game? Lego still haven't killed a single person, and they're even being forced out a little bit. White Glow is the first person to die, so at least there's not going to be any counter Ubers. And now there's time on the point. And eventually everybody goes down, and there it is. 5-0 to Lego on this map, and we're going into a third map.
Yeah, really solid map from Lego. We had a really close first round, who took like 10 minutes with back-to-back aggressive pushes by both teams. But afterwards, it was just like pretty one-sided game.
It seemed like Lego was able to finish out their pushes, and while the Russians weren't able to convert.
Yeah, definitely, and I think we're gonna see a totally different viaduct map than we saw on the other 2 that came before it. I expect even more aggressive play by both teams.
Yeah, I also expect a lot of sniper in to go on. You know, they just put Lippy on scout. Maybe that's to warm up for Viaduct, because they're just going to put Forsaken on sniper and then have Lippy on scout. Maybe.
Yeah, might be. I think the scouts are much bigger, playing a much bigger role in Viaduct than Soli, so it will be pretty smart to put a Soli on a sniper instead of wasting one scout for it.
Yeah. Alright, I really have to go to the bathroom. I've been casting too long. So, can you forgive me for just leaving you for like a minute?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, we'll talk about locks when I come back.
Yeah, so we're gonna take a small break before the third map over here, the last and deciding map between the Russian team, Serpents, and Lego. We're gonna be back in a few minutes.
Alright, welcome back. Sorry about that, I just had to go. But we're back now, and we're getting ready for Viaduct. In this third map of this fantastic epic game between Lego and the Russians. The Serpents, that's the name. Or at least
we'll go with the Russians.
Yeah, I think that's easier for everyone. But yeah, let's go over the logs. as we talked about. Let's see. Dr. Phil just having a massive game. 404 damage definitely found. That's he did 404 damage per minute, 27 kills, 5 assists, 12 deaths. That's very, very solid, to say the least. And then Shadowburn still having a really good game.
And you can even see the one-sided game just by the amount of charge for each medic. While Condom gets 14 Ubers, White Glow only gets 3. And it might be the reason why he decided to switch to pretty much full-time crits afterwards.
And maybe that could be a factor. I didn't even think about that. I didn't think it was that bad, but yeah. Like, it either shows that he didn't get enough Ubers, so he just started going crits, or it shows that he started going crits very, very early. Yeah, I'm not even sure which one is the case. But still, we saw some pretty cool plays in that match. There was a lot of air shots. There were some crazy last holds. There were like, I don't know, like some really nice team plays and a bunch of conches. So, even though it was 5-0, it was a 27-minute game and there's a lot of cool stuff happening.
Yeah, that 10-minute first round left you with a taste of a quite close game, even though it wasn't this close after this first round.
Yeah, I really honestly believe that the Russians started throwing when they sort of figured they couldn't win anymore. They were just like, yeah, let's just crits and do stuff.
Starting to get ready for the next map, not paying too much attention to the map they already lost.
Yeah. But, as I said earlier, we saw Lippy go Scout and Forsaken go Soldier, which is kind of weird. Forsaken, the first thing he did was actually to get completely demolished by Josh. Like, he just got headshotted like you've never even seen it before. Like, Josh just jumped up and headshotted him.
Yeah, so, definitely. Really dominant play from the soldiers of LEGO as well, on mids at least.
Yeah, you definitely saw the twin aggression really, like, making the mid sort of come together for LEGO. There's a ton of aggression, and Serpents just couldn't withstand it, and they always ended up backing out, usually with the crits that they didn't use.
Yeah, definitely. So, what do you expect on this map?
Alright, so as I've already mentioned a bunch of times, we're going to see a lot of sniper, and I think we're going to see a sniper and 2 scouts from both teams. And I expect Sorix to kill everything all the time, just completely going nuts. And let's see, I think we could even see some black box shenanigans coming out from the roamer. That usually happens. And then of course I expect it to be a 3-2 to LEGO. So what about you?
Yeah, so as you said, I expect pretty much full-time snipers from both teams. The medic playing around the scouts, leaving the one solely side with a black box taking care of himself. Once again, pretty aggressive plays from both teams. Might be like last map, LEGO with a bit more calculated team aggression, and the Russians are just going, as we say, full Russians, and they just charge forward and trying to catch LEGO off guard.
Yeah, this is always. I feel like this is a very difficult map to predict. Even though some teams are very, very good at it, it often catches you by surprise because of the nature of the map. It's sometimes just feels like a DM map, and sometimes you see teams just really, really abusing the spawn timers and whatnot. But you're not thinking about that. We're going live. This is the third map of this best of 3. This is the semifinals of the TF2 Challengers Cup by Razor Arena and Teamfortress.tv. And here we go.
Yeah, and we see the sniper only from LEGO to the mid.
Yeah, so that's interesting. And Livy is back on Soldier, and Shadowburns actually jumps in onto the sniper, whips a rocket here, but eventually does manage to make things work, and then takes down Sorix with the skill stick. This classic Shadowburn. The Josh gets taken down by Nesh, and now there's only there's 3 players up for both teams, but there's so
Shadowburn
weak.
keeping the Mayhem going.
No
Oh,
way!
Shadowburn with a
3K by
triple kill.
Shadowburn. What? That's retarded. That's so amazing. He killed everybody on that
Shadowburn,
mid.
except actually taking people down, he was attracting so much attention towards him at the beginning of the fight that it was like pretty clear that his team is gonna win this fight.
I think he got like 5k and then 3 of them were the equalizer. But the Lego, they have some time on the point and their Ubers are even, so they're just gonna push in and just make it a fight. And the sniper goes down though, gets bombed by Lippy, and Shadowburn takes down Demul. No, that was actually Shadowburn bombing. And this is looking bad for Lego. Condom has to get out now if he wants to not get trapped in.
Yeah, Condom going out is a really important thing because Lego can now get like a suicide in wave before they actually get the Uber going. But I might actually think they're gonna push instantly with the Uber.
Yeah. I still think it's very interesting that we only see Demul on Sniper. So far he's done nothing. He's actually been a liability more than anything. And here comes the Uber from Lego. Joss gets sort of popped into the skybox.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad for Lego at the moment. Not getting any early picks. The Uber force comes in really late.
Dr. Phil actually does a lot of damage though. So this could turn around, but I'm not too sure. Forsaken's being very aggressive onto Dr. Phil. He's just sort of pistoling him down. But now he's getting pistoled himself. So this is another one of those little clowny fights that seem to just be random stuff happening all the time. And Death actually goes down, so this should open things up for Lego. Shadowburn is way back. And yeah, Lego manages to capture this. Ubers are pretty even. Condom with this slight Uber advantage, but he's just going to hold back. They're not going to try any sort of forward hold or anything. And now Forsaken is finally on to Sniper. I guess they didn't want to push into a Sniper without their own Sniper.
Yeah, Condom is in a really good position. As long as the teams plays accordingly, he shouldn't be getting picked by a cheeky headshot or something. Oh, and White Glow drops to a sticky trap by Phil.
Oh wow, yeah. Condom gets forced, but I don't think they care when the enemy medic is down. But there's so many alive actually for the Russians. They're 4 against 3, and they have 4 combat classes against 2 combat classes. And Condom getting completely caught out here. Actually gets taken out by a headshot. He would have been taken out by anything really, but that's a headshot. There's a scout trying to rush down the sniper. Demul comes in and finishes him off. So a quick recap there from Lego. So. That went a lot better for them than I expected, because usually when you're 2 combat classes against 4, you're completely screwed. But that's actually Condom stayed alive for a long time. They eventually managed to eke them out.
Yeah, definitely, and we just keep seeing the ongoing aggression by Lego. They refuse to leave after losing few players, and it seems like it's working quite okay for them so far. They just need to time their aggressions a bit better, I guess. And as you can see, another push comes forward now.
Forsaken manages to pick off Dr. Phil, but Lego has a ton of room right now. Forsaken's looking at the medic, actually misses him. That's rare. And but he's getting completely just rushed down by this soldier. That's Josh. And Lego they might be going for the forward hold. No, they're not. They just let them walk out for free. But White Glow actually had a pretty sizable advantage there in that whole situation, and he wasn't able to use it.
Yeah, I don't really like this position from Condom. I think he's gonna get forced really early, as you can see. And this push is not... This hold, not gonna be really good for Lego, in my opinion.
Yeah. It all hinges on whether or not... the Russians can go forward as they want, and it looks like they have. You pretty much read that perfectly. And Condom does manage to get out alive, so the Ubers are still pretty even. Condom wasn't healing for a bit, but overall this shouldn't be a big deal, I don't think. Actually, it doesn't matter at all, because Lego has to prevent, because there's 5 seconds left to put time on to the point. And, oh, they're just gonna let Lego cap. The demo is actually behind. That's Death. Walks in from behind and puts out a ton of damage. He doesn't get any kills, but there's 2 cleanup kills already coming in. Now there's soldiers behind as well. It gets piped, and only Eisen remains. He has to kill 4 players. Good luck, buddy. And,
yeah, really well played by the Russian. They realized like they will have the upper end position in that they can just let Lego cap this point and push them afterwards with the upper end with heals and just higher grounds. That it was really well played by them.
Indeed, and we have no snipers at all on this mid fight, so Lego sort of changing their playstyle here a little bit, adapting to what the Russians are doing and the situation that they're encountering. Shadowburn is just sort of sitting up on that Pride Rock, while Josh goes down to the Roamer and a Scout, and now Lego is already 2 down and not looking like they can make anything happen. So he's just desperately trying to get a kill, and he eventually takes down Forsaken. But that's all he's gonna get. And now Lego's walking out on the left side.
Again, really dominant fights by the Russians. It seems like the Lego are trying to get an aggression going, but they're just getting instantly denied by the Russians.
Yeah, Forsaken is back on Sniper, and so is the Moor, and both teams have Uber. So if we're gonna see a drop, this is a good time. Dr. Phil actually goes down, and Demur wins the Sniper battle. And this is looking really good for Lego.
Yeah, Lego got a really early force from White Glow, not even using the Ron Uber and capping this point without losing too many players. That's really well played by them.
And
yeah,
I
I
think
hope we can see a really... yeah, definitely.
They just identified where the medic is. And actually, like, I really like how White Glow is pretty far in. Forsaken gets a pick onto the Moor, and now Shadowburn has a good chance to pressure the medic. He actually almost hits an air shot onto the Scout, but so far they haven't done it. And now they're just putting time on it. And Shadowburn manages to go behind while the Condom pops the Uber to save the point and himself. But White Glow is getting taken down by a Scout. And Forsaken is just still railing off headshots before he gets rushed down by 2 Scouts. There's a soldier trying to, like, lurking around trying to get a med pick on the Lego side, but he gets taken down by 4 players.
Yeah, like, good decision by the Russians to get an aggression going, but they lost their medic at the end of this aggression, and that's pretty bad for them, because they're not achieving anything by this. They're just not capping the point and also losing Uber advantage.
Yeah, usually you see, like, you can have your medic in when you do a suicide push, as long as the medic is sort of quick to run, but White Glow didn't do that. So it didn't quite work out for them. Shadowburn is being very aggressive and actually manages to create enough space for the Russians to cap the point. But I think we're about to see Lego push back in. Forsaken actually gets 2, and Shadowburn is onto the medic. He's onto Condom. Condom tries to surf away. He lands with 4 HP. So close to being dead, but he's not dead. Now he has the Uber and he finally pops it. So really clutch survival there from Condom, just not cratering. He had 4 HP when he landed. Now we see the counter push. Condom eventually goes down to a sticky.
Yeah, a bit of a miscalculation by Lego in my opinion. They were pushing towards the Russian Uber and they were just getting demolished.
Yeah, that's a bit disappointing. But Lego, they keep fighting. They want to make things happen, and now everything just collapses. And Condom is actually still in. I thought he was back at spawn. He's gonna be very careful. Wow, he's lucky to get out alive from that. I don't even think the Russian team realized how close Condom was. Now once again comes Lego. Sorg runs into a sticky trap. But Lego puts time on the point, and Nesh and Forsaken combine to take down Dr. Phil. But White Glow goes down to Demul, so a nice bomb there. And Lego captures the point, but they're going to lose their medic for it. But they're 3 against 2, I think. The Sorter's going down. Forsaken gets a headshot, but I think Forsaken is the only player alive. Well, he's the only player who's dead too now.
Yeah, like, after killing the enemy team medic, you should always accept at every map, not only Viaduct, that there will be an aggression towards your own medic. So, like, it doesn't seem like Lego are ready for this. Every time, like, they're killing White Glow and then just a bomb from a Soli and a Scout and taking down Condom easily. This shouldn't happen at all.
Yeah, once again, Shadowburn jumps in aggressively. He doesn't get the medic, but he does get a scout, which could be just as good. And Condom is on the point now, but wow, Eisen comes in with a nice flank and manages to take down 2 players. Death does avenge him with a nice pipe, but this is going to be a point hold for Lego. Except Forsaken gets a nice pig onto Josh, and that's going to cue Lego retreating. Yeah, that's just going to be a 3-point, basically, and Demore is not hitting anything so far. Actually being bombed by another soldier.
Yeah, I think they should ditch the sniper idea at the moment. After getting such a big aggression from the Russians, they shouldn't like play on a bit more defensive role, and sniper is like pretty hard to counter with.
As we have both Ubers being popped. Lego popped theirs first, and I think the Uber is worse for it. Let's see, still almost nobody have died. There's 1 died from each team. Actually, 2 are down for Lego, but Sorg is about to spawn, so he could actually just come in and clean up if things go like Lego want them to. But no, now it's only Condom up, and Sorg can't come in there and save him Simon Libby with a nice little direct, let's call it an air shot onto Sorgs.
I don't know, it seems like Lego are staying too much time inside after losing people or not killing enough people from the Russian team. And it comes out that they just die later after the push.
And now Lego, they have to go in because there's only like 2 seconds left. And they've actually killed a lot of people, including White Glow, and they capped the point. And now they only have to hold it for 20 seconds, and almost everybody from the Russian team is dead. Shadowburn getting stuck there on some drops, and even Death goes down. So
really important kill onto Death, really late over there.
Yep. So now they're gonna have to. The Russians just gonna desperately try to run in a straight line. They're gonna be so easy to kill. They tried their best, but they couldn't do it. So 1-1. So a super close game. It looks like whoever has a sniper loses at this point, which is not what I expected.
Yeah, and it seems that both teams ditched the sniper idea now. They both play with 2 scouts and 2 solis.
Indeed. Let's see. Lippy's just hiding on the flank. Both soldiers are hiding on the Pride Rock there. And Lippy catches a scout on the flank side. But so far, most of the aggression comes from the scouts. Like, there's been 4 scouts killed so far this mid, and Lego is losing more players than the Russians. And Lego is retreating back to the spawn. So
yeah, really differently from what we've seen on Snakewater. It seems that Lego are not really timing their aggression as a team. They're just sending a Soli and a scout aggressively, and the rest of the team is just staying really far back, not supporting them.
Like, both teams right now are just having the soldiers stay up on that rock. And I don't really like that Josh walks into a sticky trap. He gets dropped, so that's a disadvantage for Lego already. They pop slightly early as well. Probably not by a whole lot, but Sorgs goes down to a rocket from Libby. This is looking like a very bad push from Lego. They might even cap, but I think eventually they'll be cleaned up. But so far, Dr. Phil has done a lot of damage and actually manages to make this close when I think it shouldn't have been. But eventually now they're gonna wow, 1 pipe from Death just completely stunts any hope that Lego might have had. And Eisen trying to be aggressive onto the medic, he's going to distract a little bit. And now both scouts onto Wyko. Wyko has 10 HP, Sorgs takes him down. So Sorgs getting some kills on the flank and then moving in and taking out the medic. And the Mool takes down Nesh.
A really nice play from the scouts of Lego onto the medic over there. One scout was a bit behind, distracting the pocket Soli of the medic, and the other scout was coming and killing him.
Yeah, that's really what you want to do with scouts. Just have them make the enemy team look in different directions and sort of disrupt their movement. And Dimur is trying to be aggressive. He's on like the bats of red, but just can't quite make anything happen, and he retreats. But he catches a soldier in the house area. So very good job there. His little excursion into enemy territory pays off for him. And now the Russians are down 1 person, and they don't have an Uber yet, while Lego does.
For a second, just body shotted Condom onto 20 HP.
Oh
And he
yeah,
was
there was
popping
also
his
soldier
Uber.
jumping. There was also soldier jumping, so that was a pretty clutch pop. But he popped in a very bad position where his team couldn't really use the Uber for much. The only thing he did was save himself. Ness does go down to Josh, so this might cause Lego to suicide in. Like Whiteglow has the full Uber, but when they're a man down, it's more difficult to stop the suicide. Josh is jumping in, and now Mool is as well. But Whiteglow is just standing really far back. Maybe Lego should just put time on the point. And Josh hits. Oh wow, 2 people go down from Phil's spam pipe, and they
And they
almost
got the
kept.
force.
And Conham is on 90%. So I think he can re-push with his team. And here we go. Actually, the Russians are just gonna give up. Give up the cap.
Yeah, they're all so weak. The Lego should just push forward now and just clean up everyone, like, including the medic. But they're a bit late over here.
Yeah, Eisen and Sorgs just really want to go forward and get this soldier that's sort of been left in behind. Shadowrun takes down Eisen. But almost the only thing they have to worry about at this point is Forsaken trying to... He's actually looking at the medic. Wow. He's so close to hitting.
I don't think he realized it yet.
Yeah, nobody saw it. but he manages to survive and pop the Uber. Whiteglow doesn't have an Uber, but he is out. So, you know, I'd say that's a successful suicide that way. Well, actually, Whiteglow dies. Never mind.
Yeah, both medic died, but still the Russians came up on top over here. And they're gonna probably get the cap. Oh, but Eison is going pretty big with killing both the scout and the sniper. And maybe denying this cap from the Russians.
Yeah, I predicted Sorgs to carry for Lego for this, but it's actually been Eisen that's been impressing me the most so far in this map. It looks like Death has spotted Dr. Phil's sticky trap, so nobody's going to fall for that. But Death is taking a lot of damage, and so far Shadowburn has gone down, and this is actually looking pretty bad for the Russians, even though, yeah, they've taken one more casualty. And they have a scout going in very aggressively onto the medic. Or actually, he's going for the demo, but Forsaken manages to clean that up.
Yeah, really well played by Lego over there. Even though being much weaker than the Russian team, they were just doing their aggression together and coming up on top, even though they were really weak, most of them.
Yeah, Timur is back on sniper, so that probably means that Lego is going to lose now. That's the pattern we've been observing so far. Actually, there's a soldier that suicides onto the sniper, and he doesn't get him. He gets baited out, and only Death remains, and Demul cleans him up.
And that's a point for Lego probably.
Yeah, there's a lot of time on the point,
time.
but Shadowburn's gonna have to jump to the point, start capping, and then kill everyone. Shadowburn's very good, but he's not that good. So 2-1, very very close game. Just seen Lego being able to just hold on at the very end here for 2 rounds in a row. But we'll see. No snipers on mid once again. I think that's smart. But we'll see if we get some more soldier aggression this time around. So far, both soldiers are just kind of hanging back and not doing much. And I don't really like this. Josh just gonna walk across the point and get spammed out by stickies. Ness manages to walk into a pipe from Dr. Phil. But so far it's been mostly Demo and Scout doing damage, and I think that's just a result of the soldiers being very very passive for both teams. Everybody goes down for Lego except 2, and they're going to get out just fine, and one of them is the medic. Condom.
Yeah, this time Condom decided to go out much earlier than previous fights, and it's really important that they survive, that they can really, can repush now.
Yeah, Josh comes in and does a ton of damage onto Shadowburn, and now the Uber's popped on him, and I think they've managed to catch in the demo. Yeah, he gets juggled very nicely there by Josh, so great job by him, and now he jumps out. The Russians are going to have a pretty difficult time catching people out. They actually managed to get the medic, and now Lego's going to have to push into a sniper, which is always uncomfortable. Demol jumped in trying to get Whiteglow. Whiteglow escaped with like 20 HP.
Yeah, as you can see, after picking Lego's medic, the soldiers instantly jump back to their medic, defending him from the aggressors from Lego, trying to kill him, and it worked really good for them. They managed to protect Whiteglow.
The Lego coming in now. They're coming in from the just straight on to the point, and I'm kind of curious what they're gonna do. They once again send Josh up to push the enemy soldier away, and they're putting a ton of time onto the point, but Lippy comes in and does a ton of damage, and Def manages to just clean up. And with a few snipes from Nesh thrown in, this is going to be like a solid hold, I'd say, by the Russian team.
Yeah, getting a lot of time onto the cap already.
Yeah. Condom didn't die though. Iceland just manages to die before the push even comes in. But this is very uncomfortable for Condom. He pops before the sniper can even see him. But
yeah, Nesh
Michael
the
hasn't popped
second
yet.
scout as well. And Nesh shot in the demo. Nesh is doing big work on the 9 Legos push now.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. Like Nesh is definitely doing better than Forsaken so far in Sniper. It seems weird. I guess Russia's just filled with godlike snipers. It's kind of weird. Alright, Iceland is actually going very aggressive onto the demo and onto the medic. He's only using the pistol though. That can't meet shot, but yeah, that allows Whiteglow to go out with 40 HP. But now the Lego's putting on a ton of pressure, and that's going to force Ness to go back to scout. So it's a great job there by Lego. Ubers are completely even as the Russians push in. They're doing a ton of damage. Actually, he manages to take down Josh with stickies alone. And the Russians just put a ton of time on the point. Easy cap.
Mission ends in 30 seconds.
See, Sorik's trying to sneak behind.
Yeah, he realized that if he will just die late, he will ruin his last team opportunity to win this round. So he decided to just stay alive and push with them while they respawn.
Oh my god, Josh with a massive air shot. Doesn't actually kill the scout. He has 6 HP now. And now he gets flashed by Uber. But that was a massive shot by Josh. But, oh, it doesn't even matter. He's gonna feel, I guess, not too sad about that. That was pretty cool. But now it's 4 against 6 for the Russians. And that's gonna be it. We're gonna see a third round. I predicted it was gonna be 2-3 to Lega. I'm pretty excited.
Yep. Now I guess we'll see much more calculated play from both teams.
And interestingly enough, we have Izon going sniper. And Demul going scout. So this is just completely switching things up. Like we've seen Demul going perma sniper before, and now they see that Nash is a better sniper than Forsaken, so they just figure, hey, we have someone else who can go sniper as well. They'll probably be better than Demul. But once again, both teams being rather passive, just sort of waiting for their opponents to see anything. That should favor Lego because of their sniper. And yeah, they do indeed win out so far in this mid-fight.
Yeah, if
There's
they just
actually a
keep
scout being super
their
aggressive.
positions.
Shadowburn
Yeah, well
trying to
played by
skip down the
Lego,
medic.
defending their medic from both the scout and the Soli. Shadowburn again pulling out this escape lane, trying to punch the medic a time, 1 time or 2 times, and maybe take him down with him, but didn't work out this time.
And seeing the success of the Lego sniper, they decide to pull out their own. The sniper has been spotted though, so he's not going to come as a surprise. So Eisen's going to be looking for him, and they've spotted the sniper once again. And Condom is just sort of hanging out up on the cliffside here, just waiting for the Ubers to come in. And the Ubers are forced at pretty much the exact same time, so the soldiers are just butting heads. Forsaken goes in aggressive onto the flank, takes down Sorix, and now he looks to get the demo. He does get the demo, so great job there, coming in from the flank. He's still on the flank. Demul manages to take down Libby, but
Yeah, really
everyone else
dominant
dies.
push from the Russians over here. I think they're actually going to hold it a bit more forward. No,
Yeah,
they're
they
just
could
doing the
do-
safe play, yeah.
Yeah, we haven't seen a single forward hold. It seems kind of unusual because, you know, normally when you have a sniper you can't do it very well. But they don't really run sniper that much, these teams. So I'm kind of surprised they haven't run forward sniper at any time. I guess it's just the game pace being too high for them to properly do it. Sorix takes down Forsaken, so he gets his revenge. But both snipers are just kind of looking for picks.
Yeah, nice one comes up
actually
on
finds
top.
one. And now Uber comes in. Condom only has 75%. But so far Lego has gotten the better of this whole exchange, I'd say.
Yeah,
still being like,
especially
Demul coming
with
in
White
from
Claw
behind.
going down.
Forsaken comes in and takes down Demul, and now he's fighting off Sorix, but he's so weak. So I think he's not long for this world, and he goes down. And Lego's gonna just continue to hold this point. Ness is trying to force the issue, but Condom is standing on the point with full Uber, and there's only 1:30 minute remaining on the clock. So I think the Russians are just sort of feeling compelled to just push in. But I'm not sure if this is a suicide push or not. It is. Whiteclaw has just completely retreated.
Yeah, this time he stayed back rather than committing to the fight and maybe dying later than his team, which is
And they
pretty
actually
bad.
get the force.
Yeah, that's really good for them.
They're not really building in spawn though. Whiteclaw retreated and then he just sort of stood in spawn for 5 seconds and looked on. 1 minute remaining, and Whiteclaw has a slight Uber advantage. It looks like they just want to push in straight away. Lego is a couple of people down. Ison does manage to equalize that a little bit, and they're very aggressive onto Condom. He's just dodging rollers like crazy. Eventually gets taken down by a scout. But man, this is such a hectic fight. But the Russians have capped the point, so I don't think they care about any sort of hectic fight. Sorix goes in aggressive onto the demo. Actually takes down a scout who got in the
We
way.
actually got a pop from White Glow. Dr. Phil went really aggressive, got a pop from White Glow. This is pretty good for them, even though the Uber's gonna be pretty even, because Condom died pretty late.
Joss with a nice little air shot there onto Lippy, protects his own medic. And they're not gonna wait for anything, they just push straight in. Condom eats a pipe right away, so that might slow things down. You know, they don't want to lose Condom, but Ubers are even. So maybe they don't care, they just want the point. But this is not working so far.
Shadowburn doing massive work with attracting more than three blue players
Ison's
towards
looking
him.
at the medic and they don't know Ison is... He's getting so many free shots onto the medic. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Eventually
not being
gets
able
taken
to
down.
get an headshot on him.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
He's gonna have to be kicking himself for that. He got so many free shots.
Yeah, and both team time standing on about 1 minute. We're gonna see a few final pushes coming in, and let's see who comes up on top.
He
It
moves
seems
onto
that-
the medic, forces him out really early. It's a great job by him. So now it's just a matter of... Yeah, Condom is way back in spawn. He's safe. So great suicide there. Killed just kills himself. But look at the time. There's 30 seconds left for the Russians and there's 48 seconds left for the Ligonians.
Yeah, Lego gonna have to really use the Uber really good now with the Uber advantage, so they can come up on top with this push and get the cap.
One person goes down for each team. Phil goes in very aggressively. I think he's going to get... Oh my god, get 3 players on that push. So that's a very clean one. Might even get a 4th. No! Oh wow, Forsaken manages to take down Condom. So that's a huge deal right now. Condom with a very long spawn. And Whiteclaw just spawned and started building Uber.
Yeah, I think the Russians forgot that Condom was staying back building the Uber, because they were holding so far forward that they were just too late to fall back while this Uber came in.
See, once again, the Russians are posturing, trying to just force their way in. Both scouts have taken a lot of damage though. And Whiteclaw goes down to Sorix, and Nesh does go down eventually to the stickies of Dr. Phil. But the Russians do manage to cap the point, but I think it's going to get recapped really early on. But the Russians just need to recap this at any point now, and they'll win this. So they have 10 seconds. But I think Lego is going to be able to just eke out this win. There's 3
Condom
seconds.
running the vaccinator. I'm not even sure what this medigun is doing. Let's see how it's gonna pay off for...
I think he just wants a shitty Uber instead of no Uber at all.
Well, and Lego actually taking this. I don't know if it was because of the vaccinator, but really well played by them, repushing even though losing few players.
Yeah, like it made sense to go vaccinator in that time period, you know, because there was so little time that they knew the Russians were going to push before he could build a full Uber, so he just built He just went Vaccinator and built that really quickly, and he got a few charges of that. So that makes sense. I don't think it made too much of a difference. But Lego just showing that they're ready, and they're on to the final. I don't know who they're playing, or if we know who they're playing. I'll check that out. But it actually went exactly as I predicted, with Lego winning 3-2. Which is very surprising, because if I'm looking at the logs, do you need a link, anybody?
Yeah, I can use one.
All right, they're quite a treat, because Lego got completely out-damaged, like by a lot. They got out-damaged by 6,000 damage, and Shadowburn, Death, and Forsaken all top damaged.
Yeah, but still, like, damage is not everything, and as you can see, the Russians might have gotten much more damage on board, but they didn't probably used it much better, since Lego came up on top on this map.
Yeah, and we also see that Condom and White Glow had the same amount of deaths and the same amount of Ubers. Actually, Condom had one more, plus a token Vaccinator one before he dropped everything. I think when he died, he didn't get. He actually didn't get a single drop out of that, so I guess not.
Yeah, and Zorix dominating with 35 frags on this Viaduct map. Really, and he wasn't even playing sniper at all. Zorix was just focusing on scouting, playing with his team, denying the aggression from the Russians.
Yeah, Zorix doesn't like to play sniper. He feels like he's not doing anything, even though he's like completely carrying on sniper. Like he can play sniper, but he's just such a good scout that it doesn't matter. He just likes scouts better. And yeah, we don't actually know who Lego will face in the final. It'll be the winner of Planet Express versus Kritzberg for defense, which is the Polish people. But that is on the stream 1, if you don't have that one open. Let's see. I actually have that one. Like I've been, I have so many streams and tabs and whatnot going on in the background that I basically have 30 FPS in TF2 at the moment. Which is fine when you're casting. Let's see. Should we just spoil it here? No, I'm not gonna spoil it, because people are gonna watch it on YouTube, I guess. Well, actually, I don't know.
There is another game going at the moment on the other stream?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's Planet Express versus basically a Polish team.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna say the score, but it looks pretty close. The first map was 4-5, and the second map is 2-5, or 2-4 at the moment, with plenty of time left.
Yeah, so it seems like we got really good matches today. I really like this Viaduct, even though it might be looked a bit, I don't know, disorganized a little bit, because this map is really fast. But yeah, we got really good games today, and I hope all of you enjoyed it.
Indeed. I just want to say thank you to everybody for sort of making everything happen today. Thank you to Bar for casting with me. Thank you to Twiggy.
Thank you as well.
Anymore. And thank you to Untitled for streaming this whole thing. It's been a soldier. And then of course thank you to Sideshow and Butnose for arranging all of this, and thank you to Razor Arena for sort of making this format possible. I really, yeah, it really makes things happen. But go to stream 1 and check out Planet Express versus Kritzberg for defense, and then probably also the final. And that will be all from stream 2. Catch you on stream 1. I'm gonna watch it. Bye bye.